Let's talk about Catholic Church. Catholic Church, Babylon the Great whore, the prostitute that corrupts the entire planet, right? The prostitute, Babylon, Babylon city, right? Babylon religion that corrupts the entirety of the planet. Do you know what time it is? If you ask a lot of people, do you know what time it is? They may think you're talking about looking at their wristwatch or looking at the clock on the walls in their homes. Well, that is not what I'm talking about, right? What time it is? The world is changing. The world is being reshuffled. There's a great reset happening under our very eyes. And few people can notice it. Few people can see it because they are sleeping. Majority of the people on this planet are sleeping. That is why when you are awoken, you will never want to go back to sleep. You become like Neo in the movie The Matrix. He woke up and saw reality, and he was able to distinguish between reality and illusion, and he never went back to sleep, right? So wake up, because the world is not what you think it is, right? The reason they told you not to study astrology, the reason the church condemns astrology is so you become perpetually spiritually blind. Because they so frightened you, they so tricked you, they cheated you. They told you that if you study astrology, it's a devil's science and you're going to hell. No, they lied. They lied. Because if you understand astrology, you are going to understand what time it is. They don't want you to understand what time it is. When I say they, I'm referring to the kleptocrats. I'm referring to the Luciferians who control the planet. I'm referring to the hidden masters, to the puppet masters of this world, to the 1% that controls the minds and the thinkings of the majority of the 99% of this world. Right? So we're going to talk about the Pope, we're going to talk about the Catholic institution, Babylon the Great, and how the institution of the Catholic Church is in cahoots, is in alignment, is working with the dark side, is working with the Luciferian global elites, with the hidden masters to usher in the new world order. The new world order that is being unveiled as we talk. Few people are aware of it. The majority of the people wake up every morning, they go about their business, not understanding what time it is. If you look at the world today, if you look at the world and you pay attention, I mean, if your consciousness is awake, because many people are sleeping, when you say this kind of thing, their mind is not there. They cannot grasp it because their consciousness is dense, because they vibrate on a different wavelength. If you pay attention and if you understand what time it is, you will notice that there is a gradual conditioning of the people of this planet. There's a gradual engineering, there's a mass behavioral program, there's a mental engineering going on. People are being programmed, conditioned to embrace the great age of Satan that we're stepping into, right? The great age of Satan. And this comes in disguise. This great age of Satan given to people is packaged as liberalism, extreme version of societal liberalism. That is what is being indoctrinated into the minds of millions of people on this planet. Extreme version of liberalism, and this extreme version of liberalism is also part of the Marxist socialist radicalism, right? Remember, Marxism is nothing but Prometheanism, Promethean revolution. Who is Prometheus? In the Greek mythology, Prometheus is Lucifer, who pretends to help humanity, to liberate humanity from social enslavement, from the bondage of the gods. If you understand that what the Greek people told us a long time ago, they spoke about Prometheus and those who are in the dark side, those who are in the Luciferian side, The magician, the dark magician, understand that you change the world by the principle of Prometheanism, revolution, the catalyst. And that is why you see, they're talking about liberation, liberation, and liberation all over the place, right? It's not because they want to liberate you. It's because they want to hand you over. They want to prepare your mind for the next phase of human evolution. And that is Promethean evolution. That is Promethean revolution, right? That's what is going on. And the church is in cahoots with this. The smoke of the devil has entered the church. The institution we call the church is in alignment, is in agreement, is working with the dark side, to usher in the age of Prometheus, the age of Lucifer. Lucifer is Prometheus. The age of this liberal revolution that is going on. Watch carefully. Every institution in this world, economic institution, educational institution, political institution, media institution, is under the control of the cryptocrats, of the Luciferians who use these avenues to engineer the masses towards the program they have for humanity. So how is the Pope and the Church connected to what I'm trying to say? I will explain, because this goes deep. Back in 2013, we see history unfolding in the religious sphere, in the church, in the ecclesia, right? Ecclesiastical institution took certain direction in 2013. That was when a clergyman from South America, from Argentina, named Jorge Mario Bergoglio, I don't know if I'm saying this right, aka Pope Francis, was elected, or rather selected, within condition, within program, to believe that the Holy Spirit elects Pope. And people still believe this hypnotic, dogmatic mind condition. They still believe it, that the Holy Spirit is the one who chooses people. No, the elite, the cryptocrats, the puppet masters elect these people into power to serve their agenda. Has nothing to do with the Holy Spirit, right? Has nothing to do with the Holy Spirit. So, in 2013, in alignment with events unfolding on this world, the cryptocrats, the Luciferians, were thinking ahead of time because they know what time it is. Why was the election of this Pope important? You got to understand your astrology, because what you call time here is nothing compared to the entire cosmic time. Understand cosmic time and how these cryptocrats, these Luciferians, are working with the universal time. They are ahead of you. They are ahead of you. So they anticipated what is unfolding. And what is that unfolding? Astrologically, cosmically, we are entering into the age of the Aquarian age, or the age of Aquarius, the waterman, right? And for those who are in the dark side, for the Luciferians, for the Satanists, for those in Freemason, for those in different secret societies, they know what time it is. They know it. They want to make this era, this age, something called the Great Age of Satan. The Great Age of Satan. Because we are stepping into the age of Aquarius. Remember, every 2,000 years plus, the sun moves into shifts, right? The sun moves into a new house, or the new constellation. So 2,000 years ago, before now, the sun was in the constellation of Pisces. And that age was characterized by religionism, religious era, right? Pisces, if you know your zodiac astrology, means is symbolized by fish, two fish. And that is why even today, the sign and symbol of Christianity is fish. In Greek, Ixus, fish, the Pisces. If you read the New Testament, it's full of fish symbolism. Jesus chose fishermen. He fed people with fish. There's a lot of fish symbolism because it was reflecting the age in which that society was. That was the age of Pisces. Now we've shifted from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarium. Aquarium is the waterman. If you look at the symbol, how Aquarius is symbolized is a man carrying a jar of water, pouring it down. Jesus zodiacally spoke about this in the New Testament. When he was preparing for, quote unquote, the Passover, he told his followers, go into the city. You will see a man carrying a jar of water. Folks, this is zodiac astrology he was talking about, right? He was talking about the cycle of this physical dimension. A man carrying a jar of water, he said, follow him. He said, follow him. Remember, the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarium, because Aquarium signifies a man carrying a jar of water, pouring that water down. The content of the jar is water. Water signifies knowledge, the purity of the spirit. In the last days, I will pour my spirit on all flesh, right? Pour my spirit on all flesh. We are in that age that was predicted. But a lot of people are still trapped in the age of Pisces. They are still religious, not spiritual. As we move forward, religionism will decline tremendously because there's a new wave. God is projecting a new wave, this cosmic plane. I'm going to certain length to explain this because many people don't know that. They don't know that the Bible is full of zodiac astrology. It's called astrotheology. That is only reason why they ask you not to study astrology, because when you do, you will understand the time we are in, right? So, as I said, these people who control the world, who are on the dark side, the magician, people who hypnotize the entirety of the population of the world, understand the zodiac signs. They understand the time we are in. So, because we are just starting to step into the age of Aquarius, they want to initiate this age as the great age of Satan. They're working for Satan. They're working for Lucifer, right? Unless you are on the light side, if you are not on the light side, you will be part of this mindless society, the mindless war, the mindless, soulless people they are going to engineer in the future. So let's go back to the Pope. The reason they elected this Pope at this particular point in time is because they are creating a liberal society. And this liberalism has to do with Prometheanism. Prometheus is Satan. As I said, in Greek mythology, Prometheus is, quote unquote, the hero of mankind. And this is Lucifer, the giver. Lucifer, the giver of man. Lucifer is one who supposedly gave mankind fire. Fire is what? Knowledge. Fire is light that rules this physical dimension, the material science, through which they control the physical reality, the physical events in the physical world. So this Pope was chosen, and for a lot of historians and history observers, was significant because he was his predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI, resigned, abdicated the office to this particular Pope, probably because he was old and he was unable to perform ecclesiastical duties. He was able to fill in, he doesn't have the vigor to function as Pope anymore. So he left the seat for this liberal. Why I'm saying this is for us to focus our attention on what is going on, because this Pope, look at him very well, is extremely liberal. Extremely liberal. His philosophies, his theories, his policies, his liberalism, his Prometheanism, right? His Prometheanism is brainwashing the people, is coding the minds of the people to embrace the wider agenda of liberal Marxist socialist philosophy that his masters, those in the dark, have been pushing forward on this planet using educational institutions, using financial institutions, using political institutions. You know, you listen to politics, they're talking about universal this, universal that, universal basic this. These are Marxist principles. And the choosing of this Pope is very significant because he came from Argentina. Argentina is the home of Che Guevara, the Marxist revolutionary. And we know that Argentina has history with Marxism. When I say Marxism, don't just think of Karl Marx, because I'm talking of Prometheanism. Everything is occult. It's Prometheanism. That is what is going on. And this Pope is helping the Luciferians to neutralize the human society, to destroy the basic structure of the human society. The foundation that have held humanity for ages is being destroyed by the utterances, the policies, and the philosophies of this book, right? It's liberal leftist radical that is being used by the world global Luciferians to destroy natural order of the world. Folks, that is what is going on. I know for a lot of you guys who are Catholic or who are Christian, it might be difficult to accept this, but pay attention to what is going on, right? We've been so indoctrinated to question reality, to see things from a new perspective. We frighten us because we do we're going to hell. We're going to hell, but you're already in hell. You don't just know that. You don't just know that. So things are not what you think. This Pope is an agent of the Luciferians. He is liberalizing everything. It doesn't matter anymore. You see his stand on gay marriage, right? It's obvious. It's obvious, right? It's very obvious. The most liberal Pope in history, at least in the modern history. Extreme liberalism is Prometheanism. Prometheus has entered the church. Prometheus is Lucifer, right? Revolutionary. People say, oh, the Pope is opening the church to the world. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because it's coding the minds of the population of the world towards this extreme leftist liberalism. That's what's going on. Read this book. Read this book. Very important book. Unholy Trinity, the Vatican, the Nazi, and the Swiss bank. The corruption that goes inside that place called the Vatican will make God die a second time. The corruption, the secret societies. I say it again, the secret societies in the Vatican will make God die a second time. Evil, the rituals, the pedophilia, the satanic pedophilia, abuse of children, and so many other things going on there will make God die a second time. Read this book again for those who want to read. The Occult Renaissance of the Church of Rome. The Occult Renaissance of the Church of Rome. These are research. The truth that you're not going to get by sitting in front of your priest, because they're not going to tell you the truth. Their job is to defend the institution at all costs. They're lackeys. The lackeys of the system, and they will never tell you the truth. Right? So again, the election of this Pope is important because he is a Jesuit. Study the history of Jesuit, Society of Jesus. I think that's what that order is called. He belonged to a religious order within the Catholic Church called the Jesuit. The Jesuits are extreme leftist liberals who have contributed negatively, radically, to the transformation of the human society because they are considered intellectual radicals. Intellectual radicals. That is the organization that this Pope belongs to. Right? So he is a representation of the Jesuit order with their intellectual leftist Marxist radicalism. That is what is pushing forward into the church. The world is being changed medically, politically, economically, and religiously being changed because your basic DNA, your mind is being reprogrammed to align to the Lucifer matrix or to this ongoing Promethean revolution. Excuse me. Promethean revolution is going on. Prometheus is the devil. We are in the great age of Satan. That's why I tell people, you know what time it is. You just want to wake up and do whatever that person does and bullshit. Watch football and entertain yourself. No. Things are deeper. The world is divided into two. Those who are awake and those who are asleep. Those who have taken the red pill and see things as they are, and those who are in the blue pill. A lot of people are trapped in the blue pill. They don't want to know. I don't want to know those things. Why must I know them? But that is your soul at stake. That is how you free your soul. If you understand that we are celestial beings in terrestrial experience. So the Jesuit guy occupying the seat of St. Peter, quote unquote, the seat of St. Peter, right? He's occupying the seat of St. Peter. He's an agent of Satan. He is an agent of Satan. He's an agent of Lucifer, promoting radical liberalism in the church. He's a Jesuit with a Promethean philosophy. A Jesuit, a radical, liberal Jesuit. And people are smiling like they're drunk. People are smiling because they told you the church of God, you cannot talk about against it because you're going to go to hell. What a hypnotized mind. What a hypnotized mind, what a brainwashed mind is that. look into what I'm saying very, very closely. Either you follow the truth or you give allegiance to traditionalism. And that traditionalism is what has been deceiving the world for a very long time. So this Pope is not it. This Pope is not it. This Pope is an agent of Lucifer, is an agent of Satan himself, a liberal, Marxist, leftist, Promethean Pope. Right? His agenda is to condition the minds of his stock or his followers to align with the agenda of the New World Order. They're telling you a new heaven and a new earth is coming. Most of you don't know that this is negative. The new heaven is the era of technocratic socialism, the engineering. That is the new heaven. It's a prophecy. But you don't know who is speaking because the devil who is talking is the era of Promethean technocratic socialism, the engineering, the era of hive mind, the era of liberal, extreme liberalism, where the idea of being a man or being a woman is neutralized. There's going to be degeneralization, degenderalized. It does not matter anymore if you're a man or a woman. This Pope is all for that. He's all for that because he is the agent. He's one of the representatives of the global elite. He's handpicked. He convinced you, this stupid ignorant ass, to believe that the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit elected him. No, that's not how things work. Because the hypnosis is still covering your eyes. You don't understand what I'm trying to communicate here. But having said all this, you got to understand that we are in the age of Aquarium, right? Aquarius age, and they are initiating this age with all kinds of research. What is happening is more of a cosmic zodiac cycle. They are way ahead of you. The leaders of this world, 1%, hidden top elites, those in the magical side, those who control the hidden law that govern this world, those who rule your mind, are way ahead of you. They understand the cosmic time. They're initiating the whole world into the next phase of change. And that change is going to be change towards the negative side. There's a battle, there's a war between good and evil, a war between God and the devil, and you are God. If you understand that, you are God. There's a war for your soul. There's a battle for your soul. And all the indoctrination, all the religious dogma, see, dogma, how it sounds? Dogmatism are meant to congeal your consciousness, to keep you more and more asleep so that you never see what is going on. So that is going to be it today. I'm going to stop here. Till next time, thank you for being part of this program today, and we'll see you some other time. Stay awake, elevate your consciousness beyond the three-dimensional cognition, and I am the Wisdomizer.